Dear one and all, I welcome you all with my love and respects. Let us start understanding different components and dimensions of Jivan Mukti, living enlightenment. First, today we will understand the concept of birth. You may think, why we need to know about birth to live enlightenment? Because birth is over. It has already happened. What is the use of knowing about birth to live enlightenment? Please understand, knowing about birth will reveal great truths to you about your life. Knowledge about the starting point is very important for your travel. How you started, why you started, where you started, when you started, what for you started, will really help you to tune yourself to that original truth in your life. If your life is in tune with the purpose of your birth, you are living enlightenment. Please understand. If your life is in tune with the purpose of your birth, you are living enlightenment. A person who is in tune with the purpose of his birth is Jivan Mukta. So knowing the secrets of birth is a very important thing we need to do to be a Jivan Mukta, to live enlightenment, to radiate enlightenment. First thing, you need to know the secrets, how the birth happens. Please understand. Ordinary human beings think the moment they come out of their mother's womb, they are born. Some people say, no, the moment they are conceived, they are born. Or some say, the moment the outer fresh air, the world is felt, they are born. There are so many theories. Please understand, the truth is, you are born before even the idea of landing on the planet Earth happens. See, your birth, what you think as birth, is only one incident in your whole life. I am trying to express some of the strong, intense truths to you. Birth, what you think as birth, is not the beginning. What you think as death is not end. Please understand, in the whole life, it is one part. What you think as birth is only one incident. What you think as death is only one incident. You need to understand with a little clarity about the whole life. Only then you can look into the idea of this birth and this death. Only then you will understand the purpose of this birth. If you think this birth, taking the body which you are having now, is the beginning, then you cannot know the purpose. You cannot know the purpose. We need to understand, we are repeating the same thing again and again and again. Only then we can stop repeating. Please understand. Unless you know you are repeating, you will not have the intelligence to stop repeating. Small story. In a bar, one guy meets the other guy and says, "What's your name?" That guy says, "Smith." This guy says, "Oh, I am also Smith. Where are you living?" This guy says, "Just down the street." This guy says, yes, I am also living there. Which floor? Second house, third floor. This guy says, what? Believe me, I am also living. That same house, same floor. Bartender, looking at this conversation, turns to us other client, other customer, and says, oh God, this is the same thing happening every Saturday. These fellows are father and son. What to do? Please understand, we are repeating unconsciously same thing again and again and again because we are in unconsciousness. Our birth and our death is just like this story. The father Smith and son Smith talking to each other every Saturday. That is what our birth and our death. First thing you need to understand about birth is we are repeating it again and again and again. First. Second, why are we repeating it again and again and again? Because after the birth, before the death, we forget why we are born. We fall into unconsciousness. If we know the purpose of birth from birth to death, we will not be repeating the same thing again and again and again. Man who forgets the purpose of his birth between his birth and death is an ordinary man, unconscious man. Person who very clearly remembers the purpose of his birth from his birth to death is a Jivan Mukta. A person who lives this life at least once, very clearly, knowing the purpose, in tune with the purpose, if he takes birth again and again, even if he takes birth, is called incarnation, Avatara Purusha. So, knowing the purpose of birth and secrets of birth plays a major role in living enlightenment, Jivan Mukti. In the world, there are so many religions, so many spiritual groups, so many spiritual theologies, so many spiritual ideologies. I can classify all major religions into two categories. One which accepts reincarnation theory. The other one which does not accept reincarnation theory, which says only one life. I am not saying somebody is right, somebody is wrong. Both of them are using these truths as a technique. When Buddha says there are so many births and deaths, he is telling you, why do you want to be born again and again and again and die? Don't you feel it is boring? Just get out of this. Get out of this same cycle. Be liberated. And same way, when some other master says, no, only one birth, he means live with consciously, live with awareness and go beyond this. No other time, not much time is left. Even that word should be taken as a technique. Whether Buddha says there is so many lives or some other master says there is only one life, everything should be looked as why it is said. They are using this as a technique to liberate you, to make you enlightened. And please understand, as far as I am concerned, I have experienced a zone, a space where the truths, many cosmic truths are revealed to me as my own experience. So, not because of my Indian conditioning, not because of my Hindu conditioning, from my experience, I can share some of the secrets and truths about the birth to you all very beautifully. Very beautifully. The great masters like Ramakrishna, Osho, Vivekananda, Raman Maharshi, all have spoken about the birth and their past lives or many truths related to the reincarnation theory. Please understand, now whatever I am going to express is from my experience. I have experienced a state where these cosmic truths have become part of me. They are experienced by me. So I am sharing those experiences with you all. That's all. First thing I want to tell you, what you call as birth, what you call as life in you happens within the 3 kshana of your mother delivering you. See, that moment when a baby is being delivered, and that moment your individual soul, individual reflection happens in the body. You may be questioning me, no, scientists are saying, no. Inside the stomach, inside the womb of the mother, the baby has a heartbeat, baby has a life, baby has everything. How can we say life enters only at the moment of delivery? Please understand, whatever life is experienced by the baby inside mother's womb is the extension of mother's life. Physiologically, baby is alive. Baby is alive, heart is beating, and body is functioning. All the organs are alive. Physiologically, that is true. But individual conscious soul reflects, enters the body only when the baby is delivered. In one body, 2 souls cannot stay. Please understand. In one body, mother's body, 2 souls cannot stay. 2 way of thinking cannot happen. 2 way of actions cannot happen. So, only when the delivery happens, the soul enters the body. This is the first truth. And second thing, what I call as life does not start when your body is delivered, when you get your body. What I call as life has started long before. It is equivalent to eternity. It is much beyond the time. You are here eternally. Only thing, at some point of time, you think you are here as the body, as you are now. After some time, you think you are here as this body at that way. See, for example, when you are at the age of 7, you thought you exist as a 7-year-old boy going to school. When you are 25, you think you exist as a 25-year-old man doing business. When you are at the age of 50, you think you exist as a 50-year-old man with all the success and society. At the age of 80, you think you exist as a 80-year-old man, as a completely relaxed and retired. Please understand, you think at various times, at various moments, you exist in various forms, in various ways. After death, you may start thinking you don't exist, or you do not know how you will exist. That's a fear. Please understand, whether at the age of 7 or 25 or 50 or 80, you think you exist in different ways and different forms. But I am telling you, beyond all these things, eternally you exist. Only one thing, time to time, situation to situation, your identity, the ubadi, that only changes. In Sanskrit, we have a word called, very beautiful word called ubadi. That word means 2 things. One, added, another, disease. Anything added to you is disease. Anything which is changing is disease. So we need to understand the truth. Please understand, this is a very important secret, very important truth. Eternally you exist. At some point you feel you exist with a success, name and fame. At some time you feel you exist without name and fame, with failure. At some time you feel you exist as an old man. At some time you feel you exist with vigor and life. Please understand, the truth is you exist eternally. When this thread When this truth is understood, all the ubadhis which gets added and deleted from you does not bring suffering to you. And these additions and deletions does not move you away from the purpose of your birth. Your purpose of your birth, your bio-memory is very straight. Your bio-memory is very honest. Your bio-memory is very clear. Your bio-memory is alive. Please understand, living the life of straight, alive bio-memory from the birth till you leave the body is Jivan Mukti. As long as you don't have conflict with your bio-memory, you don't have contradiction with the purpose of your birth, you don't have conflict between your life and the purpose of birth, you are a Jivan Mukta. First secret, you need to understand, what you call as life enters only during the time of delivery. Second thing, what I call as life is eternal, and suddenly at some time it feels it exists as child, at some time it exists as a youth, at some time it exists as big guy, sometime it suddenly feels it exists as an old man, and it suddenly gets into the idea it may not exist. Again it exists as a boy, as a man, old age. This goes on and on and on. First important thing you need to understand, you exist as life. Second thing, when I say you exist as life eternally, when you feel you exist as a person individually, why that life feels as individual? Why this gap? If we look into that, we will understand the purpose of birth. Why existential reality reflects itself in comparative reality. Whatever you experience as reality is comparative reality. Why existential reality reflects itself in comparative reality? If we look into that truth, if we understand that secret, we will understand our purpose of birth. We need to look, each and every person need to spend little time within himself, avoiding the fear and greed to know their bio-memory. Please understand, the only thing which stops you knowing your life's purpose is your fear and greed. Your fear will not allow you to know your purpose of birth, because if your purpose of birth is living like a sannyasi in a forest, you may have to give up everything now. Too much is at stake. Wealth, relationship, family, security, comfort, too much is at stake. So naturally, you do not want that kind of revelation to you. Same way, sometimes people think, oh, now I am a doctor, but if my life's purpose suddenly reveals I should have become lawyer, what to do now? Please understand, we lived so many years unconsciously. We do not know if our purpose of birth is revealed to us, whether whatever way we lived is going to be accepted by that purpose or rejected by that purpose. We do not know. We need to understand this truth. The fear that we might have done some mistake, or in future we may not be able to fulfill the purpose of our birth, makes you keep the purpose of your birth in unconsciousness. But that is not a solution. Putting the problems under the carpet is not going to solve the problem. Without fear, without greed, sit with yourself every day. What are the thoughts again and again coming in your being, in your mind, making you work, making you function, contemplate on it, center yourself on it, meditate on it. Please understand, knowing the purpose of birth will resolve thousands of wrong decisions you are making, wrong moves you are doing, wrong things happening around you and within you. Every day, sitting with yourself with a deep awareness, see, anything done in the outer world to know the truth is experiment. Anything done in the inner world to know the truth is experience. Every day, sit with yourself, spend little time. What kind of thoughts are again and again giving you power, energy, intelligence to function? What kind of thoughts are again and again putting you in low mood, dull, depression? Look into it, go into it, go through it, live it. Look again and again and again inside. You will see the truth, secret, purpose of your birth will be revealed to you. I cannot give you the purpose like a tablespoon feeding or teaspoon feeding. No, I found my purpose. I can give you the method through which I found my purpose. So you can also find your purpose. You can also look into your purpose. So meditation for this week, for next 1 week, 21 minutes morning, 21 minutes in the noon, 21 minutes in the evening. In Sanskrit, we have a word called Trikala Sandhya. 3 times when the different time zones meet, see, when morning and day meets, when the day and the noon, the midday, and in the evening, when the day and night meets, these 3 times, all these 3 times, next 1 week, sit with yourself 21 minutes and look into yourself. What kind of thoughts are giving me power, energy? What kind of thoughts awaken my biomemory, interest me? And what kinds of ideas are depressing me, making me dull, relaxed? Look in, and within this 1 week, each day 3 sessions, 21 session, 21 minutes per session. Within these 21 sessions, you will see many truths will be revealed to you. Many clarity about your purpose of birth will be revealed to you. Now let us start exploring the first truth, the first important thing about living enlightenment. Purpose of birth, the truth about the birth. In the next session, we will see the deeper truths, the deeper technique, deeper process. So, let you all use these truths and this technique, experience and radiate Jivan Mukti, live and radiate enlightenment. Let you all achieve and radiate eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you.